Welcome back. In this video, we'll guide you through the process of effectively configuring the settings of your Webmail account if your email is hosted by TroyCoLIVE or you have server-based email setup. I'm your host, Troy, and I'm excited to share some valuable tips and techniques to help you optimize your mail experience. So we're using Karma Grocery as our example, and you would use whatever your domain is /webmail. You'll use your full email address. In our case, it's eat@karmagrocery.com and click login. On the far left-hand side, you'll see some configuration options. We have mail, contacts, settings, login credentials. Go ahead and change your password and put in your new password to confirm it, and then click submit. So in our mailbox, we have inbox, drafts, sent, spam, and trash. You can change your threading options as well as your view options for your columns and sorting. You can refresh your box, or you can control any of your messages, print them, move them, copy them, mark it as unread. For contacts, we do already have an extra group that we've added into here, but you can add different groups, and then you can add your contacts, and then you can edit these contacts, and you can change the groups or display a QR code. If there's a field that you don't see or you have duplicate fields of something, you certainly can add those in as well. In settings for preferences, first thing we see is our user interface. Make sure that your language and time zone are set correctly and your formats for time and date. I would add pretty dates in the on position and display the text entry next to the delete move and update your box every 1 minute. These are different interface and skins. I prefer Webmail or the Larry. The Classic is out of this world, like crazy behind the times. But the Webmail seems to be the most advanced to me. Back to user interface, it looks like we have everything done here except pop-ups. How you want to handle your pop-ups in standard windows, or if you want to configure them. In our mailbox view, we have mark our messages read immediately, expand our message threads never, and 50 rows per message, or 50 messages per page. And then check all folders for new messages. We want to click save. Always click save between each one of these menu options to save your settings. For displaying messages that are sent to us, we want to open them in a new window, show them with an email address and a display name, and we want to display in HTML. I like to allow remote resources from trusted senders, and I ignore requests for return receipts. And I display my attached images below the message. Click save. When composing, we want to do that in a new window, always in HTML. And then I like to save my draft every 1 minute. This is your return receipt and delivery status notification. And then I like for my messages, some people like to thread them in the folder that they're responding from, but I like for my sent to be in my sent, my in to be in my in, and whatever. So that's how I like it. When replying, I start my message at the very top, so above their message. And then when I forward messages, I do that in line. My font is in Veranda at 10 points. And I reply to all. I automatically add my signature to all of my messages. And then I don't put it below their quoted message. I put my signature up there where my response is. And then for standard, separator, and signatures. For contacts, you can choose here how you display them, which list is your default, if it's, and then your contact form mode. So I have business turned on because that's the best case scenario for this, but you can put it to private or whichever. And then I store, like, all my outgoing recipients and my trusted senders in personal, but you could change that to personalized folders there. Special folders, I like to have them show up as their real names. And then for server settings, I would recommend marking your messages read on delete and don't show deleted messages. And then please clear trash on logout and compact your box. If you want to set up encryption, you could do that through Mailvelope. Moving on to folders, here we can turn on the archive folder for messages that we choose to keep. And then we can add a folder. I'm going to add sellers and turn it on. Okay. Identities. So this is where you'll add your signature. You'll have one pre-programmed in, but you may want to, dolly up this a little. The display and then the reply to. So I'm actually going to have them reply to Freshdesk. This is kind of an odd scenario, but we definitely are changing this from the norm for display purposes. And then I'm going to set the signature as our default. And I already have my closure in a template on another screen. So I'm just going to add that here. And I've got some links to add. And then the image that we're going to add, it has to be below 64 kilobytes. And I believe we already have that saved. So I'm going to grab that. Click it. And then I'm going to choose about a 200 width. I think that'll be a good size. And then I'm going to hyperlink it to our website. Open it in a new window and click save. You want to click save again. Now, we're going to go down to responses. This is a great new feature that has been added to Webmail that I absolutely love. It allows you to templatize your common responses. So in this box, we constantly have to forward things to Freshdesk. And so we have a little message that we'll send to people that says, hi, thanks for reaching out, but we're going to send this over to our Freshdesk support team. So we click save there, and now we have that response. Under mail configuration, these are our settings for programming this to your mail account. And we'll do that in the next video. And then autoresponders, if you're going to be out of the office, you can just say that you're going to be out. So we say autoresponder from Karma Grocery, subject out of the office. And then I would just say, and that looks good. And I'm actually going to have them send that in HTML. And then we're going to select the day that this needs to start. We'll start it on the 26th and we'll end it on the 27th. And you can choose the time here. So we'll say at 11 o'clock a.m. we'll end this. And wait 24 hours before sending duplicate responses. Now our mail is actually being forwarded to our Freshdesk. And then over here we have some filters. So we added that email folder for sellers. So I'm going to add a rule called Seller Central. I'm going to say if any of my messages in the subject contain the word application, then I want to deliver to folder. Sorry. Couldn't find my brain for a second. And then we have our sellers folder there. So I'm going to select that and create this rule. Now we're going to look at mail configuration. So you can download any of these for these services, or you can just do it manually. These are your SMTP and IMAP and POP3 settings. So we will use these in the next video to create those. That does complete the configuration of your mailbox. If you have any questions, reach out to support with TroyCoLIVE. Our managed technical support team will help you through, and good luck.